Hi, good afternoon. I'm Matt Dolman from Dolman Russo. I'm here with my partner in crime, Stan Gipe. We're business partners in the law firm Dolman Russo. We're working on a mass tort right now, which is Suboxone sublingual strips causing tooth decay, tooth loss, tooth extractions. Stan Gipe's on the plaintiff steering committee, and our law firm is very much involved in this case. And you are currently a client of obviously Dolman Russo. We want to catch you up to speed on what's going on in this mass tort. Stan, where do we stand now? I know these lawsuits were consolidated in the Northern District of Ohio in front of Judge Philip Calabrese back in March. Now, as we stand here in the middle of May, where are we in this lawsuit?
Well, you're right. All these cases have been consolidated so that they'll move together. And from a client standpoint, not really much has changed, right? Right now, these cases are somewhat in their infancy in that most of what's going on, most of what we're talking to the other side, most of what the judge is dealing with is procedural. We're talking about how cases are going to be filed, where they're going to be filed, how these things are going to move forward. We've yet to address really the substantive issues. By that, I mean, we haven't really started talking about proving up the causation that Suboxone actually causes tooth decay and how that's going to happen. We haven't talked about how we're going to value these cases. None of that's even being done yet, or damages.
We're doing it internally among the plaintiff steering committee, but we're not doing it with defense counsel. And what Stan's going to catch you up to speed on is what makes this mass tort so unique is that within 90 days of starting this very mass tort, within 90 days of the first hearing, individuals living in states or residing in states with a 2-year statute of limitations on product liability claims, failure to warn claims, those cases are now starting to expire. The statute of limitations is starting to go. Those cases need to be filed before the beginning of June. And that's what has been the procedural issues and the holdup in this litigation. That's what the court has been dealing with. But Stan, you just had, another meeting today with the plaintiff steering committee. Where are we, and what should our clients expect over the next time, next few days or next few months? And I want to also implore on our clients that this is a long process. This isn't quick, but because we signed you up, we believe in your case. We believe there's going to be a fruitful outcome, but it does take time to delve these issues out.
Okay, so let me start with what is the statute of limitations. For those of you that don't know, statute of limitations is a time limit within which you have to bring your claim. So if a statute of limitations is a certain period of years, if you don't get your claim filed within that time period, you're done. You can never file it. Each state has a different statute of limitations. So right now, some of the statutes of limitations run from June of 2022. Okay, so in states where the statute of limitations is 2 years, that date's going to be June of 2024. And that's a lot of states and a lot of cases. So what's happened is you got a flood of filings into the Middle District, right? It's gone from 100 to 200. We're up to almost 500 this morning. The clerks are getting overwhelmed, okay? They're getting flooded with these cases. And in response to that, Judge Calabrese entered an order which would allow the plaintiffs, to file one master complaint, and instead of filing a complaint for each and every individual plaintiff, which is a long document, and putting a filing fee up for each and every one, and making the clerk deal with each and every one, we can file one master complaint and put everyone's name and basic information onto it. It's a much more streamlined process, and it's pretty favorable to the plaintiffs. It's a lot less work we need to do to get these cases moving forward.
And to catch the clients up to speed, what we were looking to do is create what's called a tolling agreement. A tolling agreement suspends the statute of limitations in part or in full for a specified period of time. We were looking to just get rid of the statute of limitations so that not every case has to be filed. Unfortunately, Indivior, who we know already is a bad actor, they're being very difficult. They do not want to have a tolling agreement. They want to force the plaintiffs to spend money in every last case in the hope that maybe frustrate us, waste judicial resources, and just ultimately tie this case up, which we're not going to allow that to happen. Our goal is to force them to answer every last complaint, and that's what we're working with the court now on.
Yes, so what's happened is now court entered this agreement, so the plaintiffs aren't going to have to spend money to file each and every one of these cases, and it creates a streamlined process for us. June 6th, we've got another hearing before Judge Calabrese, at which time the tolling agreement will be readdressed, because now the defendants, apparently, some of the burden that they could place on the plaintiff by refusing to agree has now been alleviated through this master complaint. Maybe, and we're hopeful as plaintiffs, they'll be agreeable to a tolling agreement, okay? Tolling agreement gives us a lot more time to file cases and really conserves everyone's resources because there's no rush to file these cases just to meet a technical deadline when it's really not necessary to move the substantive issues forward, and we can conserve judicial resources and make things happen much more efficiently.
Sure. And this is going to try to keep this a short update, and we're going to do these updates regularly for our clients. And Stan's always going to have valuable insight as he's a member of the steering committee. There's only 14 members in the nation. But I also want to implore on our clients that this is going to take time. We are committed to this. It's not like a car accident case where there's going to be steady updates that happen on a regular basis. This takes a little bit of time. These are consolidated cases in federal court, and all the cases in the very beginning, not in the end, but in the very beginning, move at the same speed. Now, every client has differing injuries or differing degrees of severity. And that's going to dictate sometimes the value of the case. And everyone has different fact patterns. But in the beginning, as these cases move procedurally, as we get through the infancy of the case, it all pretty much moves at the same speed. And these are going to be kind of slow developments. I don't want you to get frustrated. It doesn't mean that we're not issuing the case. It does not mean that we're not pushing these cases as hard as we can. They just move at a certain speed, and this is a little bit slower than a normal personal injury case. That's the world of mass torts. But we need to stay in touch with us. We're going to send you constant updates. If we need you, we're going to get a hold of you via, obviously, the phone. We're going to also send you text messages and emails. Please respond to us. The worst thing that could happen is you go off the grid. We can't get a hold of you. We can't update you on what's going on, and your case gets lost because we can't comply with a court order. We may have to have certain filing requirements, and it's going to often require your cooperation.
Absolutely. Your cooperation is key to making this partnership work. All right. We're going to push the claim. We're going to present the claim. We're going to do everything we can to maximize the value of your claim and ultimately, get you compensated for what happened. That's our responsibility. Your responsibility is keeping us updated on your contact information. And if we reach out to you, get back to us, okay? During this process, you may want to start thinking about answering unfamiliar numbers a little more frequently than you otherwise would, because that may be us, right? We could be calling from any one of a number of different numbers. We do utilize an intake center that's diversified, so sometimes you may get calls from outside of our office if we're needing some help getting things updated. So pay attention to that. If you're getting a repeated call from an unfamiliar number, that could be us. It could be important.
Check your messages. We'll also be sending you texts and emails.
Yeah, so we're going to do everything we can to reach you. It's not going to be hard to get back to us, but please be aware that if we're trying to reach you, don't put that off for 30 days because 30 days may be too late. Things may go slow and then all of a sudden happen quick, and we'll need your cooperation.
So 2 last things I'll leave you with. For constant updates, or regular updates, I should say, and we're constantly updating this page, go to Lawsuit Legal News and just go under the Suboxone Lawsuit section. There'll be timely updates. I mean, we pretty much update this one 2 to 3 times a week. If you need to get a hold of me, okay, let's say you're having an issue getting a hold of someone in my office or there's some miscommunication or confusion going on, you could always email me. I look at every last email that comes in. You can email me at Matt, M-A-T-T, at Dolman Law, D-O-L-M-A-N law.com. Dolman Russo is a combination of 2 law firms. It's Dolman Law Group and Russo Trial Lawyers. We're one firm, though, for mass tort purposes. So you may get calls from Russo Law Group. You may get calls from Dolman Law Group. Don't get confused. We're one firm. We work together, part and parcel of the same project. I'm really honored to be your lawyer, to be your advocate. Stan, I know it feels the same exact way. We're excited about this case. This is pretty much all we talk about. This is what we're working on day in, day out. We know this is a huge commitment. It's a huge financial commitment for us. It's a huge commitment of our resources at our law firm. Know that we have your back. We're in this case. We're in it to win it. It's just going to take some time. We can't control that. That's the deal when it comes to mass torts. So again, if you need to get a hold of us, you can email me. You can go on the website. We're going to be providing you timely updates. I look forward to continually representing you all the way to the finish line.
Yes, once again, thanks for letting us represent you. It's going to be a good partnership. We'll each do our part, and I look forward to giving you more updates as they happen.
Thank you.